Hello and welcome to the studio. Today I'm painting this piece. It's a portrait of my rescue greyhound Pia, which is short for Sophie Pia. And I'm really looking forward to showing you the process of this and having a little chat over the top. If you're new here, my name is Sophie. It's really lovely to meet you. I am an artist and I'm based in Melbourne, Australia. I really love colours. I love my greyhounds. I love sketchbook scribbling, messiness, flowers, playfulness, experimentation, all the good things. And if you're a regular here, oh, so nice to see you again. Thanks for being here. First off, let's just talk about the mediums I used to make this. I painted on a clay board, which has been really nice to paint on. I love it. I'm not a big fan of canvas texture, so for making slightly larger paintings, I'm really enjoying painting on clay board. And I used Holbein acrylic gouache and just mixed up all my own colors and this and that. I'm using an old painting as a palette. You can kind of see, but this used to be my old sign for my very first market stalls back in the day when I used to do them regularly. I really like using large surfaces like that for mixing and creating like really nice array of colors and that sort of thing, and seeing them all together on a big space is really satisfying. So over the last few years, I've painted a lot of paintings based on my other beautiful rescue greyhound, Bibi, and I haven't really painted Pia. And there's no reason why. And maybe it's just because Bibi is a brindle and she's just got this really exciting and interesting coat. And Pia is sleek black, pure black greyhound. Super beautiful looking, just the most attractive greyhound I've ever seen, if I do say so myself. So it was about time I did a portrait of her. And lately I've been playing a lot with these patterns and colors and kind of geometric looking shapes. And that sort of goes back to my love of quilts and fabrics. Growing up, my mum was a quilter, so we always have quilts all around the house. It's just like comforting for me. And then pairing that with color play and trying to like come up with the weirdest color palettes possible. It's been a really fun way to actually push that part of the game that I love, creating really weird color palettes. Putting them all together in a big smush pile of patterns and shapes. It's been so fun. And early this month, with my Patreon reward for the month, I did a similar thing with a plant in the middle and the colourful patterns and stuff around in the background. And I really loved how that turned out. So I wanted to do something similar, but with my puppy Pia, who's not so much a puppy anymore. And the nasturtiums are blooming at the moment here in Australia, and I just had to include them. They're one of my favourite flowers. I love a good circle leaf. So yeah, I sort of draped some nasturtiums around her neck and thought that was a cute little touch to my little sweet bean. Hey, this is a good excuse to talk about my dog. Who doesn't love talking about their own dogs? I am a huge dog lover. I mean, if you've been hanging around for a while, you know this about me. I love painting my dogs. I love reminiscing about my past dogs. I have been a foster carer of greyhounds for a number of years, and Pia and Bibi are both foster fails, which is a good thing. It means that I failed to adopt them out because I myself adopted them. It's like this funny double negative thing, and it's a good thing, and it's definitely not a fail, but that's just like the funny little phrase that we use. They're both foster fails. So I got them as foster dogs, and then I ended up keeping them, adopting them myself, because I just fell in love. Firstly, I had Bibi for about 2 weeks before I decided it. I've had more than 10 foster dogs before Bibi, and I could have kept every single one of them. I loved every single one of them. But Bibi, I just knew she was just my little soulmate, my little buddy, my rotten soldier. I just had to have her. And then during the pandemic, I got a call from the rescue group being like, hey, I know they're really hard work, but do you want to maybe foster a puppy?
Who's that?
She's like, I don't know that person.
Who's that? It's you.
And I was like, oh, in my brain, I was like, oh no, a puppy. There's so much work. But also in the greyhound industry, we never see puppies. They are like unicorns, like magical unicorns. So, you know, I consulted with my partner and we were like, yep, let's just do it. Let's see what's happening. It's the middle of the pandemic. We've got nothing else to do. Why don't we just raise a puppy? And we did. And little Pia, when she jumped out of the car, I just cried. I burst into tears. She was so cute. She was surrendered because she has wobbly legs, and the greyhound racer trainer, you know, didn't see any value in her, so he surrendered her to our rescue group, Gumtree Greys, which is the best rescue group in Australia. Yeah, so I got her because I'm an experienced foster carer. They will only give puppies to the most experienced foster carers. So that was nice. So we took her on, and her little wobbly legs were so cute, but definitely not an issue for her. And we fell in love. How can you not fall in love with a puppy? She is so cute. She's so funny. She has been just the most wonderful dog in the world. And raising a greyhound from a puppy has been so exciting and so lovely. And being able to see a greyhound that has not been traumatized or been through some neglect or any sort of abuse at all. I mean, I fostered a lot of greyhounds, and there's been a lot of greyhounds come through the system, the Gumtree Grey system, and a lot of the fosters I've had in the past have had really horrific stories and early lives. And yeah, I've always been someone that has, as a foster mum to greyhounds, I've always requested to have the senior dogs because, you know, the young ones can get adopted out super easily. So I've always wanted a senior dog to like take it slow, show them all the love that is possible, and give them a couch, give them cuddles, give them kisses, give them love and reassurance and confidence. Yeah. So all of my dogs have been quite old, and fostering a puppy was completely like, you know, not off the books, but not something that I kind of anticipated, or not something that I was really, you know, but because I'm passionate about senior dogs. But no, she's been wonderful, and I think one day when the time is right, she'll be an amazing foster sister to any future foster dogs. Yeah, Bibi is not a great foster sister to other dogs. She's a bit scared of other dogs, and so I wouldn't want to put any of that sort of behaviour onto a new foster dog. So, you know, in a few years' time, when Bibi is maybe no longer with us, we will think about fostering again, and Pia will be just the best foster sister ever. So that's another benefit of having a puppy. But also, she's just a great person, and we love her infinitely, and she deserves to be painted every single day. She's got the cutest side profile and these big black flappy ears. Just, you know, what a perfect profile, what a great shape. I love drawing greyhounds. They are so weird looking. They're just like potatoes with sticks, and a big pen head. They're really weird and beautiful, and a lot of people don't like the way greyhounds look, but then as soon as they get to know them, their personalities, they fall in love, because how can you not? I've been saying that a lot, like, how can you not love them? Dogs are the best. Greyhounds are just a completely different thing altogether. So unusual, and people think that they need a lot of exercise, but they definitely do not need a lot of exercise. Like, these girls have the couch and they sleep on the couch all day long. Actually, we had to get a bigger couch when we got Pia, because there was all sorts of chucking and fouling going on when we all couldn't fit on the couch together. So we ended up upgrading and getting a bigger couch, and now we have this great big couch for the greyhounds. And it's usually Thomas and me and Pia on one cushion, and then Bibi, the other greyhound, just spreads out across the other 3 cushions. I was debating a lot while I was painting this, being like, should I give Pia details or should she be just like a black silhouette? And I thought I would just leave that to the end and see how I go with all that, because everything else is quite detailed. Like the background, there's a lot going on in the background, and the flowers and the leaves, the nasturtiums are fairly detailed. I mean, they're simple, they're stripped back, but they have a lot going on in them. So I was like, oh, maybe that'll be too much detail if I put all of Pia's features and all her little hairs and everything in it. It'll be like a more impressive, quote, impressive painting if I do that. But I want to kind of also stick with that graphic look. Yeah, so even though the background is really detailed and stuff, it's also very graphic and flat. And I have a bit more dimension in the nasturtiums, but I ended up going with keeping Pia's face quite flat and graphic, and I think the simplicity of it is really nice. It's so easy to just get caught up in the details and like wanting to put more and more and more details into things, and I am definitely guilty of doing that. When I get excited about something and I want to keep working on it, I'll just keep going with the details, and then I'll get burnt out and have to continue with the details. Even though I decide I don't want to anymore, it's, you get stuck doing all the details. Once you start, you can't really stop. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Simple, less is more sometimes, isn't it? Like knowing when to stop. And I feel like this was a good challenge because I really could have kept going. But I'm glad I didn't. I really like how it turned out like this. Just flat, graphic, but also a lot. A lot in a different way. Obviously, look at all those colours. I struggled also a little bit with composition. I originally sketched in the face, and I was going to have a little bit more of the body, but then I kind of got over the top with some of the patterns in the background. So I was struggling a little bit with the size of the face and the chest bust area. I don't know, I think I've come to terms with it now, but I kind of wish I had made her a little bit bigger. I don't know. I mean, even though it's a painting of Pia, the main reason for doing this painting was that I wanted like an eye explosion of colours and patterns and stuff in the background. So I think I achieved that. But no, I'm happy with it. I like it. I think it would look really nice in a frame with a sort of a wide border around it and then just like a simple frame around the edge. Maybe I'll get it framed one day, but for now it's just sitting in our lounge room. It'll probably just like end up being in a pile of paintings like all my other paintings do. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I would love to know a thing or two about your dog. If you have a rescue dog, tell me about them. I love hearing about rescue dogs. They are the best. And another great big woofing thank you and I love you to my patrons. You deserve all the kisses and cuddles and a great big couch to roll around on. I adore you. Thank you for your support. Okay, everyone, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for being here. All right, bye.